How you going? Good? Jeez. Here. I want Andrews to make one election promise, and that is to boot off. Don't run, just make an election promise. I will boot off. Because, mate, you have stuffed Victoria's roads, our emergency services, you've stuffed them. You know, the only thing I don't think you've stuffed is your own ass, right? And that, but you are a dick. You are really a dick. You know, to everybody out there, you might notice that I've got a bit of a sore eye here, a bit of a bung eye. Right, this is what happened to me. Something hit the eye on Friday afternoon. So, you know, we've all got to work. I couldn't avoid work. I had to come to work. Right, so Saturday morning, I went to a bulk billing place, which is no longer a bulk billing place, on Saturdays, between certain times. I mean, either you are a bulk billing or you're not. Anyway, so it was $80 straight up. Then because, and I'm not being racial, it was an Indian doctor. Because he actually performed a procedure on me, which is he rolled my eyelid open to see if there was anything there. And because he did that, as I'm walking out, I got billed again for $20. So $100 all up. Good on you, Andrews, for keeping an eye on all of that, right? It did nothing. He wrote me a referral to go to the eye and ear. So, I don't know if anyone out there's ever experienced eye pain, like something's in it, but I swear, I'll tell you, you know, I'd rather cop one of them than that, but it metaphorically speaking. Anyway, so I go to the eye and ear. I get there at about 10:30 in the morning on Saturday. I get there, it's an 8-hour wait. 8 hours. 8 hours. I can't wait that long, because I had to start work at 6 o'clock, you know, and I haven't slept yet. So I go home, I take some Panadeine 4, go to sleep, wake up, eyes just excruciating. I had to get my partner to drive me to work because I just, you know, I couldn't see, right, at that eye. Mind you, it was a training session at my new job, which on wrapped I got. Anyway, so I said to my partner, listen, when you pick me up, because it's only 6 hours training, we'll go to the eye and ear hospital, right, and it should be quieter. We get there at 12 a.m, technically Sunday morning, Saturday night, still a 5-hour wait. Oh, man, I just can't sit there for that long, right? So the nurses, God bless them, and they were beautiful, right? They took me in, they put an eye deadener in there, they did get out a bit of a foreign body, but whatever had hit my eye had actually scratched it and taken a chunk out of my eye. So, you know, anyway, she said to me, she said, come back at around about 7:30 in the morning, and that's when we get a changeover of doctors. And I've gone, okay. She said, we'll go from one doctor of all of Friday night through to you know, Saturday, you know, Saturday morning, and I'm like, one doctor. Mate, anyway, I went there, I went back, you know, we left, I came back, which is now Sunday morning, and I was seen, and they were lovely, all blessed, you know, but these election promises, I am over the promises. I am sick and tired of, like I'm sure many other people are, and I'm not sure, I'm factually sure and just not many, most, just not for a Victorian Premier, every person in every state and territory their own Premier, and even our Prime Minister. I mean, we don't want promises anymore. It's 2022, for God's sake. You know, we've got on Triple M, I forget his name, he has a talkback show during the week, right? And he brought up a very pertinent point, right? We've got 4 generations coming up behind us, behind me, you know, that don't know don't know what no means. They're just so privileged because they've never been told no. Because these parents know when to smack their children, right, or tell them off, or no, you can't have that, and everything else like that. I mean, you know, and he's right. You know, when I went to school, we didn't get. When we got an achievement, it wasn't an achievement, it was a gold star, right? Or a blue star, or no, it was a gold star or a tick or a cross, you know? Simple as that, right? There was no participation certificates were handed out, not because there was a race, it's because you took participation in saying, yeah, selling, remember when we were kids, the Lamington drives. You know, that's what you got, you know, you took part, good on you, no worries. But as far as I'm concerned, I was brought up this first, second and third, mate. I won Mr. Victoria, IFVB, back in 2002, and I won. And I can tell you now, mine says winner, the next bloke says second place, the next one after that, third place. There was, you know what the others got? That's what they got. But me being the type of bloke I am, just walking out on that stage with a pair of G-strings on, you know, and, you know, doing all of that, you're a winner in yourself. And I shook all their hands. You know, but there's none of this participation or, oh, here's a medal, you know, little Johnny, or, you know, here, Sally, here, oh, you did lovely, yeah, you're right. No, you either didn't train properly, or just, mate, where's this world going? I mean, you know, we have got youth crime. I wouldn't even say it's youth anymore. They're kids. They're kids. And this one, and I'll put this out there, to Audi and Mercedes and all that. How easy are your cars to knock off? Because if these kids aren't knocking off the fobs from inside the house, which the majority aren't, right? And they're knocking off these Audis, let me tell you, and these Mercedes, Porsches, whatever, right? If I just forked out 80 to 100 plus $1,000 on an Audi or a Mercedes, and I've got both fobs in my hand, and that's my AMG or my Q7 or whatever else, burning around Victoria with highway patrol chasing it, right? I wouldn't be so much pissed at the people who stole it. I'd be pissed at the manufacturers on going, how easy are these cars to knock off? Because I've got a BMW, and I can tell you now, if I didn't have the key for that, I wouldn't even know how to go about hot wiring that, let alone getting in the car. I mean, I can lock my missus in my BMW while she's sitting in it, and I can lock it, and you know what she can't do? She can't open the glove box, she can't open the door. These are factors, so when crooks bash a window in, the door won't open. It makes it very hard to go through. I mean, but you know, getting back to it, Andrews, what are you doing, mate? Have you been on the ring road? And for everybody who uses the ring road, for God's sake, mate, you know, how long's the fruit of a thing been there, right? It's been there forever and a day. I mean, it's the worst freeway, government owned, worst freeway. It'll never ever, that's got an unlimited budget, that freeway, right? And you want to extend it from the eastern, through Bulleen, under houses, it's still going to be a bottleneck, mate. If there's an accident on, say, the turn off to Keilor Park Drive, right? How are the trucks that have turned off on the eastern to go all the way around to get to the docks supposed to get there if there's a truck rollover or any which way? You know, you're a dickhead. You know, you are a dickhead, right? Regardless, in my opinion, but you're a dickhead, mate. That you should have extended. You should have gone along with, you know, the Eastern, right, freeway owners, mind you. That is a privately owned freeway, by the way. People didn't realise, right? Okay, and it's the best one until you hit Hull Street, which is government owned, right? You should have allowed them to tunnel under and connect through, because if you've got a circle, yeah, that's what you're doing, right? If there's a crash here and a crash there or somewhere, and you're in a circle, how are you supposed to get there when you got that and nothing doing that? You know, that's why God gave women that, so we can, you know, to the point. You know, and this, you know what makes me laugh with you, Andrews? You go, oh, I didn't hear that. How can't you hear anything? Hey? How can't you hear anything, mate? Really? But one doctor in this day and age, for the Eye and Ear Hospital. Mate, what are you doing? What are you doing with our money? What are you doing? Who gives a shit about $15 million to the netball team? What about our farmers and primary producers who are drowned? They're flooded. They've lost everything, mate. The floodwaters are still coming. Then you're pledging. Right, $20 million to off-lead dog parks. Mate, Jesus Christ, mate. You know, people have been walking their dogs for eons, mate. Right? What the hell do you need a dog park for? I've not taken my dog to a dog park because I've seen some horrendous things happen at dog parks. You get one joker there who doesn't have control of his dog, lets it off lead, and it just mauls through chihuahuas and everything else. And next minute you've got people getting bitten. Kids are in there too, you know. Right? How about this? I'll put this to everybody out there. We need to get a license and a permit to own an animal, but we can procreate and have kids without a license and yet get paid for it. I mean, our headspace is one doctor. I feel, you know, and I was there in that waiting room, right? And thank God that the nursing staff that were on, they were beautiful people. They were pushed to the limits, you know. And I say this to everybody, you know, if you get good treatment, no matter what, if you get looked after and they're trying to look after you, right? I did this. I went back, right? And I thanked them. I went back and just and she was on. Her name was Jodie, right? And I went back and I thanked them. I said, I'd just like to thank you very much for your patience, your concern. I mean, she touched my eyeball and I said this. I said, the things that could come out of my mouth right now, because that's how painful my eye was. You know what she said to me? She said, Justin, say whatever you want to say. So long as you don't direct it at me, vent all you want. And that's what I think people are missing. You know, people are venting and people are taking it personally. You know, don't get in the way. If you say you love someone or you say you know someone, then not just mean it, do it, know it. Because when you're getting in front of their venting and you're going, oh, you're having a go, man. You know what you've just said? You don't know who you're saying you love. You know, there's a couple of words that should never have been created for feelings. Number one, love. Shouldn't be a word. It's something you feel. You can see it, hear it, and feel it. Okay? You know when someone loves you. Trust? Oh, you can trust me, mate. These days, oh, dicks, mate. Dicks. Staunch. You know, staunch. Oh, mate. You know, if you go to the War Memorial, right, and Remembrance Day, right, you know, the early morning, right, the dawn service, right, when they're reading the speech, yeah, the word staunch is in there. For you people out there who think you're staunch, right, honestly, you might want to look the word up, right? Because if you look it up and you look the meaning up, right, and then go and look yourselves in the mirror, make sure you take off your Louis Vuitton bags, your little fanny packs, yeah? Put some socks on for God's sake, right? And you think you're staunch. Oh, please, mate. Please, mate. You're not staunch. You're not. None of you have got any. And people running around going, "No, he's a rat. He's a dog." You don't even know what you're saying. You've got no idea what you're saying, right? But got a bit off subject there. I apologise about that. Right. On a funny side, for my frog video that people, because I was a bit quiet in that, the whole purpose of that video was that it was at 3:30 in the morning, and I heard that frog, and I stand corrected on this. There's no bullfrogs in Australia. It's like the elusive growling frog that the CFMEU know about. You know, and every time they do there's an audit. Oh, the growling frog. You know. Anyway, so what's funny about it is these things I could hear them from a kilometre away. So what I was trying to point out is imagine being beside them when they're croaking their head. Oh, mate. But Andrews, just do us the favour, mate, and pledge this, that you've just got to boot off, mate. All right? You're a liar. You're a thief. I just don't. I don't know. I do not know of any CEO of a private company that can go to work and just go, oh, yeah, no, oh, we're going over budget. Oh, here's a check, you know, for $1 billion. I mean, where do you get off, mate? Where do you get off? That's our money, not yours. Right? You are, you know, I'd rather have, you know what? I'd rather have Dumbo, you know, Dumbo the elephant, you know, with the big ears. And you know what? No one picks on Dumbo about his big ears, but everyone picks on you about your ears, because you hear nothing. You're not listening, mate. You're just not listening to your fellow Victorians. You want to put a dog park in, you got floodwaters. Oh, and the Thompson Dam. Has everyone forgotten that the dam had been bone dry for almost 30 years, and because it's been bone dry, there are still six major cracks in the dam wall, and now the thing's overflowing, and the 6 cracks aren't fixed. I wouldn't want to be living near that thing, hey? You know, and all of these floods, they didn't have to happen. You could have had diversion pipes. You've got your normal overflow, yeah, to keep your riverbeds running from where you're taking water from. I mean, have a look at the Stony River project. You know, I mean, that was done eons ago, and it's still not right. And you're having another crack at it. I mean, Jesus Christ, you know, mate. I don't know what's going on with this country. You know, I talk to people. I say, you know, this isn't the lucky country anymore. It's not the lucky country anymore. And as for Gina Rinehart, for me personally, I apologise. You know, that just proved to me that certain people, they don't want that door shut. They don't want closure. And I think it proved it to a lot of people in Australia. Yeah, that one's a biggie, boys. Don't forget about that. You know, most people want wounds healed. Yeah? The Navajo Indians did. They got healed. Yeah. They got their land back, and they were allowed to build casinos on them, and, you know, if you go over there, you can go and touch their, you know, 20,000-year-old paintings on rocks and stuff like that, and walk up and touch them. But people don't, because they respect them, you know, because, you know, they teach them. I think people should know